Welcome to the must-see WWE talk show in history. Welcome to Wrestling Untold.
Yeah.
This is episode 73.
7-3.
In this episode, we're going to be getting off of the wrestling topic, and we're going to be talking about a bracket. But first, right? I'm Carter, a.k.a. Skins All Day.
I am Keaton, a.k.a. Keaton's son, but still part of the Cobra Kai clan.
You know the drill. Make sure you guys go like, follow, share, follow our Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram, Carter_TV. Gotta say it a little louder. So tell us about today's episode.
Today's episode, we will be having a bracket from movie franchises.
Yep. And we'll be going through our first round today, so it'll be multiple episodes. A couple of these I've seen, Carter hasn't seen, and vice versa.
Also, Halloween episode coming up.
And we got a Halloween episode coming up. Yep. So, well, let's just get going right into it.
We got
let's not keep the people waiting.
I'm gonna tell you guys a few: Fast and Furious, Madagascar, Jurassic Park, Shrek, Star Wars, Toy Story, Oceans, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those are a few.
Yep.
Let's start with the first round.
Which one are we going to start with first?
The first round, we got two of the big ones.
Okay.
We got Spider-Man, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire.
I'm about to say, those other two weren't my Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man.
We got Star Wars.
Yeah.
The galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. So I'll be the first to admit, and we're starting off probably not on the right foot. I'm not a Star Wars person. My oldest son loves Star Wars. I watched it with him. I didn't understand any of it.
I've seen like 15 minutes out of a movie.
Yeah, so this is kind of unfair, but we can talk Spider-Man all day. We can. Spider-Man was undoubtedly one of the greatest superhero movies aside from Batman, because at one time we only had Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, and X-Men, I guess. But Spider-Man was a great movie. I love it. I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. I didn't like the Amazing Spider-Man. I'll be the first to say that.
I like Amazing Spider-Man too, but I like Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Okay. Which one is the one that Dave collaborated with Marvel on?
That's the last one.
That's the Amazing Spider-Man?
No, that's not. That's Spider-Verse.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so
no,
I do like
like
the last two. I like I like all the Tobey Maguires. I don't like the middle Spider-Man,
like
and
Vulture?
I like the last Spider-Man.
The Vulture one?
I don't know which one that is.
That's the Iron Man, Spider-Man movie. Tom Holland. Vulture.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The guy with the wings, the bald guy.
We should have done better research. What a way to start off.
Even if we like Star Wars, I think Spider-Man is way better.
Spider-Man is better, yeah.
So we're going to advance Spider-Man.
Yeah. So, I mean, the funny part about it is who wouldn't want to get bit by a spider and find out that they have all these spidey since they climb walls? I joke all the time that if I got bit by a spider, I wouldn't be climbing any walls. I wouldn't use any of my powers because I'm afraid of heights. If I was saving the city and I had to get to the top building, I'd just take the elevator.
So now we have Ice Age, my favorite.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
Okay.
I got a few Ice Age movie DVDs.
Okay.
Also, Thor.
It's going up against Thor, okay.
Oh, that last movie was so good.
The Thor. See, I didn't see the last Thor movie. I saw the original Thor. I've seen him in all
the original Thor and Thor 2 is bad, but Ragnarok and the last one. Oh.
I've seen Ragnarok.
Oh,
just to have his brother be his brother, but that's also his adversary. That's the way they set it up, Loki and everything, and they create a star out of Loki. How do you do that? My favorite part is where like he's in Germany and he's standing over the people and he's telling them to bow before them, and then like all the people, I didn't use to my hands. There's one guy who's all like, I'm not bowing. I've seen this before. And then that's when Captain America comes in. Is that Captain America's movie or is that Thor's movie?
No, Captain America.
Captain America's in the movie too.
Yeah, Thor hasn't been in Captain America. I think that's in Infinity War.
And that was Infinity War because Captain America was like last time I was in Germany and there was one guy trying to overpower everybody else, you know, talking about Hitler. So
okay, can I talk about Ice Age now? I love Ice Age. It's a really good kid movie franchise series. It's about like animals from a long time ago. What's the old elephant?
Oh,
The
Woolly Mammoth.
Yep, they have those. They have squirrels. They have a bunch of funny things. They even have rats in the new one.
You had the little plush holding the little walnut as a kid, as a baby. Yeah, you had that. I think your grandfather bought that for you. It vibrated and everything.
It's like the walnut life.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what are your thoughts here? Because
if I had to go for one, I would say Thor, only because I don't like the newest Ice Age movie.
I'm going Thor also.
It was so terrible.
They
ruined the whole series.
We are Marvel heavy on the first two already, so
yeah.
I didn't see these Carter did. I promise you, there's other things
but
here.
The next one there isn't Marvel. It's none.
Okay.
And the one after, no Marvel. So
okay.
now we have Shrek. The first Shrek. The first Shrek. I don't know who did it, but a bunch of nursery rhymes coming together.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
And we also have Mission Impossible, which I have not seen.
Never seen? Okay, so we have to watch them. So let's talk about Shrek first.
First one.
The first one is the three blind mice when they're walking around his cottage. And he's like, hey, I found some cheese. And he bites Shrek ear. Oh, so good. And then Fiona, the whole time, she's an ogre too. She's just, looking for true love to take her out of that curse.
She was a human until she met Shrek, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no. I think she was cursed. She was a human, but she was cursed to be an ogre.
Yeah, because she was with love with Shrek.
And then Shrek 2 was was that the dragon?
That was when Donkey got captured.
By the dragon, yeah. He fell in love with and married and had little dragon donkey babies.
Whatever.
And then you had Shrek the third or Shrek
That's
3.
Far, Far Away.
Yeah.
Is what it's called.
That's when he went to find a new... Oh, because the dad died, the king. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to find a replacement so Shrek didn't have to be king. We know our Shrek. We don't know our Star Wars. We know our Shrek. Mission Impossible. So Mission Impossible is a great series. We'll watch it. We'll go through all of them. When it came out when I was a kid. Tom Cruise is the actor there, and he's an amazing actor. Does all his stunts, and it's just one of your super high level action movies. Like in the original one, he's like on these lines, and he comes into this room and he's doing all this stuff trying to steal something from the computer. And it's pretty cool. I don't think it personally, to me, it doesn't hold up to Shrek. Some people probably would say yes. Right. I have an 18-year-old and I have a 6-year-old, so I've been watching Pixar, DreamWorks way longer than I've been watching Tom Cruise for that matter. So
now we got Jurassic Park.
Ooh. I almost wore the shirt today.
No, my mistake. This is Jurassic Park, Jurassic World.
Did you separate the two?
Nope, just Jurassic.
Okay, well, let's just combine them all together.
Jurassic Park. I like the two nephews. That's my favorite movie. What is that? The first Jurassic World? You mean the niece and the nephew? Yes. Yes, Jurassic Park. The original Jurassic. Oh, you're talking about the first Jurassic World. So here's the difference in us. So I was a kid when the first Jurassic Park came out. I had it on VHS. I would pop it in a VCR every single night and watch before I went to bed. And there was a niece and a nephew. And there was a grandson and a granddaughter. It wasn't niece and nephew. Grandson, granddaughter. And they essentially, and it's so funny because... The maid was so mean to them.
Well, it's funny because when the T-Rex had came over the gate and everything, and the little girl, he was trying to get the girl from under the car, and she saw it and she's just screaming. And then the other funny part where the kid's climbing the gate and he gets electrocuted. So Jurassic Park, and then you have The Lost World, you have Jurassic Park 3, and so it's really just three of those.
Really good. Dominion.
They're all good. They're all good. But then you have Jurassic World, and that's the new Chris Pratt Jurassic World, for that matter. And we love that too. I absolutely love it.
That's my favorite. I like Jurassic World better.
We can go on for days, but I think we'll be able to talk about Jurassic Park more. So let's just put Jurassic... I'm sorry.
Now its opponent is Scream.
Let's just put Jurassic Park through.
Scream.
I like Scream.
I love Ghostface. I love finding out who the Ghostface is.
I like Scream. I love Scream at the time.
I think, right?
It's one of those movies that I watched all of them, and obviously it went in one and went out right after the other. It was entertaining when I watched it, but
I've only seen the first Scream.
Really?
When they're in the movie theater.
Yeah, when they call.
Comes out after they watch the Scream movie.
Yeah. Scream is a great. We'll have to watch them. It's the
2
season.
and 3.
Yeah, we'll watch them. But there's no way that the Scream franchise is better than the Jurassic Park franchise. No way.
Now we got the Muppets.
Oh, okay.
And we got Madagascar.
Okay.
I think Madagascar is winning this one.
You don't want to talk about the Muppets?
You can talk about the Muppets. The 4 main characters for Madagascar. You never would have thought you'd have a hippo, a zebra, a lion, and a giraffe. All together friends.
Yeah, Alex the lion.
And then the lemurs, the King Julian.
King Julius, yeah. Yeah, it's so funny because they use, the giraffe is Jada Pinkett, King Julius, his person is Cedric Denton. I forget what his name, the little small lemur that's with King Julius. And then you have the zebra as like Chris Rock. So you have all these iconic people voicing these. Ben Stiller is Alex the Lion, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
so then he goes like the second one they go to Africa, and he finds his father and everything, and his father's Bernie Mac of all people. And then I didn't like the circus one, but again,
I love the Christmas one. Oh, that was so
But let me ask you this: does Madagascar have a Christmas album?
No.
With CeeLo Green.
Really? The Muppets.
I watched the Muppets as a kid, but I cannot tell you anything about the Muppets.
We were watching that Christmas album, and he's gonna say, "Where's Elmo at?" And everyone in the room pauses. Everyone in the room pauses.
Yeah.
Elmo.
Muppets Sesame Street. Sometimes it blends together for me.
Elmo.
But I watched the Muppets as a kid. I watched all the movies when when they come around. But it's one of those things that just doesn't sit with me. Not the way that Madagascar is sitting. Maybe because I've seen Madagascar 1,000 times. So we're going Madagascar here.
Madagascar.
Yeah.
Woo.
So between Marvel and Pixar.
Your favorite, one of your favorites, Night at the Museum.
Oh, Night at the Museum. And that's
Ben Stiller still.
Ben Stiller. Not Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Stiller.
Yeah. So I love Night at the Museum because I love museums. We love museums. We go to the Smithsonian's 5-6 times a year. We find a new museum, we'll go to it. We love museums. We love ancient history for that matter. Yeah, BMA is really cool. So the idea of it coming to life is super cool idea and everything. And it's like this tablet that brings it to life. And then in the second one, the tablet is taken to a museum across in like London somewhere.
Gub.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And we saw one of these Easter Island heads at the Smithsonian. So that's pretty cool because, the idea of the Easter Island is pretty cool because it's so remote, it's hard to get to, and you have these heads there, and no one knows why.
His opponent is Diarrhea the Wimpy Kid.
We're gonna go see those one day. When we both get older, we'll go see those.
Night at the Museum.
What's the opponent?
Diarrhea the Wimpy Kid.
I have never seen that. So
what?
Nope.
Oh my.
Nope, never seen
Cheese
it.
Touch? You never heard of the Cheese Touch?
Nope. What is the cheese touch? Is that like the past gas touch or something?
No, it was a terrible piece of cheese on the floor at a school. And if you even touch the cheese, you have the cheese touch, and no one would want to see you. People would walk away.
Okay.
Now we have Alice in Wonderland.
Oof, never seen it.
You've never seen the original, the cartoon?
I avoid it every time I ever saw it.
Lion King.
It's not for me.
And the Lion King.
In the Lion King.
If this was Disney movies, I'd probably say Lion King in a second.
You hear my heart beating? That's Lion King.
Have you seen Pumbaa and Timon? Lion King and a Half? Lion King 2?
That one didn't matter.
So this is not a franchise.
It's not a franchise, but you have a live action. Okay, so if we were saying greatest movie, Lion King all day.
Yep, but I think Alice in Wonderland.
But he's right, it's not a franchise. I don't know why it's on your list.
It is a franchise. Pumbaa and Timon movie, Lion King 1 and a Half, Lion King 2. There's 4 movies.
Okay, so you make the decision.
Alice in Wonderland.
Now.
You can't tell my sister I did this, okay?
Okay, all right. Yeah, she loves Lion King. I love Lion King too, though. The original.
That's what she gets it from.
The original and the live version.
Now we have 2 of the best things. Hunger Games. Oof. And Fast and Furious.
Ooh, why did you see those together? Why'd you put one of those with Alice in Wonderland?
The Rock, John Cena. We're wrestling.
So Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious came out again. These started a long time ago. They were like Fast and Furious 9 or 10 or something or 11. Who knows? Fast and Furious. The first one was legendary to see that and to see car culture from that standpoint. The tuners. Paul Walker, Vin Diesel. I feel like we were introduced to like Vin Diesel as like a hardcore villain. in this movie. I could be wrong. I don't know. I feel like that's the first time I've seen Vin Diesel.
Like Paul Walker.
He didn't like Paul Walker. I think but he really doesn't like The Rock.
Yeah.
But because he wants to be alpha, and The Rock is alpha any room he steps into. But 1 is great. Too Fast, Too Furious they were in Miami. It was just Tyrese and Paul Walker because he wasn't in it. Vin Diesel wasn't in the second one. I don't know. And then 3 was really good. And then 4, I think, was Tokyo Drift, which not really. 5 was great.
5.
I think 5 was called just Fast and Furious, or it could have been Furious 5 or something, or maybe I'm thinking of Furious 6 or Furious 7. I don't know. They all had these.
Furious 7 was the best one.
7 I would. Whatever one where they went to. Did they go to Brazil?
7's with Rhonda in the party mansion.
I like that one, but I like the one better when they go to Brazil and they basically get the safe out the police station.
That's 8, I think.
That is my favorite one, and they're like driving with pulling this safe, which is impossible.
Yes.
That one's my favorite because that was one where, like, The Rock. Was that The Rock's first one?
Yeah.
I think that was 6.
He's new.
I think that was 6. Yeah, and because he showed up and Vin Diesel's just sitting there with all his crew, and he's like, "This is Brazil," and all of the guys pull their guns out, and Rock's like, "All right, another day. Cut your losses."
Now its opponent, Hunger Games.
Oof. Hunger Games was so legendary too. Still legendary. I don't think I've watched it that much, not as much as I watched Fast and Furious, because it's so intense. But Hunger Games, the idea that you're in this poverty and you compete to become rich. You compete through all this and you're killing, and whoever prevails is like automatically moved social classes to the top. It has so many deeper meanings, and it also kind of carries what we see a lot in life and everything.
What was it, a drama?
It was an action movie, I think. Yeah. So it was just,
Who do you think's moving forward? I would say.
I'm saying Fast and Furious. Hunger Games is. I hate putting them out this early, especially being so we've advanced.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. So
next, we're gonna finish round 1.
So we got the other side of the bracket. We just finished the left side. We're going to the right side of the.
Now we got Harry Potter versus Cars.
Okay, so I do
not like. I love the Cars movie a little bit while back, but I do not like Cars 3. I gotta say, I don't like Cars 3.
Is that when he gets old?
No, that's when the guy in the black. He has a black car. He's outrunning Lightyear.
Yeah, because Lightyear's gotten old. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he now there's new technology in these cars, and Lightyear's trying to get back to these old school.
I do not like that one.
I liked all the Cars movies. Again, this was another one of my movies that the other Keaton, the 18-year-old Keaton, he was very much into all the Pixars, and they all were just releasing one after another around the time that he was a toddler, and he just loved it. So we would buy movies all the time. Go to buy DVDs from Walmart as soon as they came out.
His opponent, Harry Potter.
Keaton loves Harry Potter too. I think
Harry Potter has way more movies and way more action, so I would say with this.
If you want to push them through, fine. I've never seen Harry Potter though. I'll make that admission. There's a few other ones that's probably one I've never seen. So
now we're bringing Marvel back to this bracket. We got Captain America, X-Men.
I'll say this. X-Men First Class was the greatest X-Men movie ever created. Of course we do.
The second best X-Men movie was X-Men Apocalypse with Magneto. I
like that one too, yeah. Oh, yeah. But is that the one where she's the mirror villain?
Yes,
the diamond? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is the second best.
And then Phoenix. What's her name?
And then I think you almost have to include in all the separate X-Men movies. Like you still have your Wolverine and your Logan movies. Those are considered X-Men movies.
Remember when he had a daughter because the DNA samples?
So, and what's the other one? Captain America. I liked it a lot.
I like Civil War the best.
And again, it's a Marvel movie. Civil War was great.
1 was a little boring, but it was really good at the beginning.
I'm going X-Men here.
X-Men it is.
I'm going X-Men.
I love the Beast. That's my favorite.
X-Men. We had X-Men before we had the Avengers, and they really set the bar very high. And the Avengers are great, but the X-Men movies, is Avenger movies on here? You did not include the Avengers movie. Wow.
I'll take something out really quick.
Yeah. No, I mean, what is that right there?
Die Hard.
Let's take that out. Let's take out. But again, it's going up against. You're seeing a lot of production happen in real time. So let's just keep going.
Okay. Now we got Pirates of the Caribbean.
I should have you take that out.
Bond.
I didn't like Pirates of the Caribbean at all. Any of them. James Bond, I'm a huge James Bond fan. So, like, story time with Keaton, okay?
Oh my.
So, the year was 1996, I believe, maybe 97.
You're not that old.
The video game the system was N64. Nintendo 64 also stood for Nintendo 64-bit. And the game was GoldenEye 007. One of the greatest games ever produced. And when you got that golden gun, you were invincible. One shot kill. And it was like a small little pistol. And when I tell you, I played the game, and I hadn't seen James Bond prior to playing that game. And I went back and I watched every single James Bond that was available. And I love James Bond. And I love I love the new Daniel Craig James Bond. And I know there'll be another James Bond coming after him. But I love everything. Casino Royale is that the most recent one, maybe? I could be wrong. I love them all. I'm James Bond here all day.
Okay, I don't really know, so I haven't watched Pirates of the Caribbean or James Bond, so James Bond it is.
I feel like I failed some days.
Okay, so now we have Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers.
Let me ask you one more thing. Did you put the Karate Kid on here? Okay, so we'll have some honorable mentions at the end, but let's go. Let's just
now we have Avengers against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't even want to make this decision because my heart
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
is. I remember when I got my first. Story time with Keaton again. I got my first cassette tape, and it wasn't in like just a cardboard. It was like a thick plastic that kind of. It was about that thick. Well, it was a VHS tape for the VCR. And it's like that thick. We've seen them in a Goodwill. We like Goodwills, by the way. We've seen them. And you...
Okay, continue.
He's like, hey, can we stop at Goodwill today? We're driving right by the good one. There's a good one, by the way. And there's a bunch of bad ones. And it came in this... and so what eventually ended up happening was I wore this tape out until the tape like was no more. Like it ended up popping, and I think I took the VCR apart and took the tape out, and I was heartbroken. But I had that, and then later down the line we ended up getting all the Turtles on Blu-ray, and we watch them a lot. Ninja Turtles to me is one of the most groundbreaking movies ever made. And if you don't understand the history of it, you should go back and look that up. There's a great documentary series on streaming service that doesn't pay us. But Avengers, good God, you could talk about it. I know what I want to pick. All those characters into one big movie.
Yeah. The Avengers 1 was really good. That's with Nick Fury and Loki with the Tesseract. Yeah. Avengers 2, that was okay. That was Ultron with Quicksilver dying. They just introduced Quicksilver and then they made him die. That was the worst part about that. That's why X-Men Quicksilver is way better. The third one, I believe, was Infinity War, which was really good because they lost. Yeah. Thanos won.
Yeah. I love the fact that they also, all the movies that individual Marvel persons brought out, they all tied into the Avengers movie too. I love the way they did that. Like it's beautifully written. I mean, it's a piece of art. But Ninja Turtles is my heritage.
I'm gonna say Avengers.
Are you?
I'm gonna rock paper scissors this.
No, I'm just gonna give it to you because
you sure?
I'm gonna be let down either way. Because again,
Ninja Turtles made it to the final four in the toy bracket.
I know. Sure? So we already know how. No, it's okay.
All right.
Honorable mention: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should be in the final, but they're not, and that's fine.
Okay.
But Karate Kid should also be on this bracket.
Now we got.
I wasn't in the production meeting when this bracket was created.
You didn't even check it. Okay, now we got
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes against Ocean.
Ocean movies. So that's Ocean's
11, 12,
13. What about Ocean's 8?
Yep.
So, but 8 last. 8, 11, 12, 13. You think 8 is the best one? Really? 8 is the one with Danny Ocean's daughter, right? Who's played by Sandra Bullock, I think. Is she the main character?
I don't know her name I just know she's in Lost City.
Okay. Oh yeah, Sandra Bullock. Mm-hmm. But Ocean's 11 to me was.
Ocean passed away.
Yeah, Ocean's 11 to me was a great movie because it was Ocean's 11. Is it Ocean 11 or is it Oceans? Am I adding an S? We'll find out later. Because the idea of like I've been to the Bellagio casino, and the idea of like it being like basically robbed was
But Planet of the Apes, oh, that was so good.
Planet of the Apes was good. The remake of it, not like the original.
We had to read the captions of the monkeys. We were like,
yeah, those are the days that we were buying videos that weren't
the
from Walmart.
Newest one had it.
Because they were talking. Yeah, because so. The idea of Planet of the Apes is genius because you have all these, and then we're talking about the 2000s forward Planet of the Apes, where you have all these monkeys that are in these labs, and the guy rescues one and brings it home and teaches it everything. But again, it's still a wild animal, and they end up getting attacked. He ended up attacking a dog or a kid or something weird. I don't quite remember. And they made him stay in like the attic. It was weird. They filmed part of it in Mare Woods, which I've been to, which is great. A great park. The redwoods are like 30 feet in diameter. So I do love all. And then like at the later Planet Apes, the apes had took over a complete section, and something had happened where the humans had to go to the apes for help. So I do recall that we should have spent weeks rewatching all these things. But if I had to pick, I enjoy Oceans. Probably much more better.
I'd say Oceans because of the quantity.
Yeah, and Oceans is so funny. It's a comedy, even though it's a
War Machine's in the Oceans.
Oh yeah, he is. That's right.
One of the best characters in Ocean.
Yeah,
13.
that's right.
Now we have the hardest one of the night, Rocky. What's his last name again?
Rocky. Oh, the Rocky movies.
What's his last name? Okay, we got The Dark Knight against Rocky B.
John Blank.
Rocky B. The Dark Knight. That is so awesome. That is just awesome.
Can I do my my Bane impression?
Sure.
Oh, all right. Now I'm nervous. I was hoping you'd say no.
Two-Face ain't here to watch
you were I forget the line. I forget the line.
Okay, we got.
Oh, it's something like you chose the dark. I was born into it. This is the thing over his mouth.
Okay, now we got Rocky, which people thought he was a real boxer. I thought he was a real boxer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
All those movies.
I was just still in my vein.
Okay. Rocky now. The 8 movies.
So Rocky's great. So are we including Creed? Oh, it's just Rocky. Because Creed should have been up here. So we should have had like 2 more.
Creed isn't a movie franchise.
Creed there's multiple Creeds.
Is there?
Yeah, there's actually Creed 3 coming out pretty soon.
Oh, cool.
I can't wait. So Rocky is great. Rocky is, filmed in Philadelphia. We've gone to the statue. We've seen the Rocky statue. We've run the steps. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Next time we'll have to go over to the gym.
The steps leads you to an art museum. That's
the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Yeah, it's cool. But so Rocky in itself is like you have this this young Italian, and he's like he's an okay boxer, but he's being trained to be great, and he ended up fighting Apollo, and he fights Apollo, he fights the Russian guy, Drago.
The Russian guy.
Yeah, Drago. He's fighting all these people, and he doesn't win everyone. I think he lost in Rocky 2, right? And he came back and fought Drago again in Rocky 3 and beat him. I think that's how it worked. I haven't watched Rocky in a while, but I love Rocky.
So what are you gonna go for?
But Dark Knight, the Bane one alone is
That's Two-Face.
No, the Bane. No, Two-Face is in Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises is Bane. That one alone is like. That blows Rocky out of the water. I would watch, if you had to give me a chance, if I had to watch one movie the rest of my life, it'll be The Dark Knight Rises. Just because I like to see Bane take over the city. I saw someone that posted a meme like, New York City is like Gotham City just without Batman or something like that. Like, it's like in real life.
Because it is. Yeah, they just filmed it in New York. Okay, now you have it and I have it. It's Power Rangers.
Oof. Okay. And that's going up against Twilight. Oh, okay.
Power Rangers is gone at this point. Gone.
Power Rangers came out when I was in 5th grade, and I think the movie came out a few years later. And I really like Power Rangers, but again, it didn't move me the way Turtles moved me. I felt like Power Rangers made a lot of sense then. I don't know if it aged well. We went to see the new Power Rangers movie, and we thought it was cool because they represented everybody in the movie. They even had a kid that was autistic. The Black Ranger, right? Yeah. Or the Blue Ranger. It was Blue or Black Ranger. I don't recall which one. It's funny because the way they used to do the colors was almost by race. So like the Black Ranger was a black guy, the Red Ranger was a white guy, the Yellow Ranger was a Asian girl, and it's funny. It's funny, but you know, things in the 90s were totally different than like, you know, 20 years forward.
Like Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight is great.
I can name every single one of the movies.
Well, Twilight had its time, and I think it probably did age well still.
So
I do like Twilight.
I like the
Are
one.
you Team Jacob or you Team what's the other what's the vampire?
I like the vampire.
What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. What happens?
Edward. I like the
you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Edward. I like the one they have the wedding.
Oh, where they get married,
yes,
where Bella and Edward gets married.
And she has a child, but he's biting her.
Oh yeah,
so
she's like
into a vampire.
So he implants a vampire baby in this human. She starts turning into a vampire, and at some point she's like, you know, she goes in labor. He has to rip like her whole everything open.
The girl ages really fast.
Yeah.
Like.
And then Jacob imprints on her at the end, so that he has to protect her from the werewolves, because the werewolves want to destroy her. Yep. It's Twilight here. Here's Twilight.
Now we have the Transformers. Oof, the newest one with Bumblebee.
Transformers is going to get Toy Story.
You got a friend in me.
Toy Story is a strong competitor here.
Oof, but Transformers, the newest one with the Bumblebee.
I love Transformers. Transformers was like, so I wasn't, when Transformers came out, when they came back and the remake, and it was, you know, it was, what's the kid? I can't think of his name, but he had bought the Beetle, and it ended up turning into Bumblebee and everything, and like, you know, that was a great movie.
That was when the girl bought a car from someone's garage or whatever.
No, that was 3 or so. That was 3 or 4. Yeah, Transformers got away from me because, you know, the original characters they were in the first and the second one, and I think it kind of just, it was new people after that. But Transformers was great, and then they had the one where it was like, they were in Shanghai, and it was like Transformer dinosaurs. Transformers got away from me. If they would have kept the formula of the first and second one, fine. But Toy Story, on the other hand, boy, oh boy, the one where they went to the daycare center with Lotso, it was run like a jail.
You could be the voice of Lotso.
Maybe. I don't know.
You would say
I don't have that many. I have a bunch of limited fakes, is what they call it on this show that I like watching. The very limited fakes, and it's like Bane is one of them. I got the Macho Man in me. Ooh yeah, that's my limited fake Macho Man. You know, I got a couple in me, but I wouldn't say that I'm a master at these impersonations by far. But you know, it is what it is.
And next episode, we were going to be doing the second round.
That's all the first round. So let's just run down the first round winners, and then we'll get on out of here. Spider-Man, was that Thor, Shrek, Jurassic series, Madagascar, Night in the Museum, Alice in Wonderland, Fast and Furious, Harry Potter, X-Men, James Bond, Avengers, Oceans, Dark Knight, what is that right there? Twilight, I'm sorry, Toy Story. Honorable mentions, we have to mention, we got rid of, what did we get rid of in order to put, we got rid of Die Hard. Die Hard is such a great movie. There's certain movies that we didn't add in here because they don't apply to Carter, even though they might apply to me. Like, I love Lethal Weapon for some weird reason. There's a bunch of movies. We didn't put Rush Hour in here. Rush Hour is a great movie. Great.
Rush Hour 2.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like these movies are award winning.
Over and over.
We love Rush Hour. But in Rush Hour 3, yeah. Cheap suits. How cheap? Cheap as hell? Yeah, so I'm very limited with mine.
Where you at, Lou? All these people look like you.
Lee, all y'all look alike. Yeah, he's always screaming like
Chris Tucker voice.
Chris Tucker screams in every movie. That's his every role in every movie. So he's just screaming something. Yeah. And like it's
make
so
sure you
funny.
Guys go smash that like button, like, subscribe.
Maybe we'll talk about in another episode like the weird quirks people have in movies and like how people play the same role over and over again. I'm gonna dance it out.
Voice.
Ooh yeah! Snap it to Slim Jim.
What?
Yeah, he used to do all the Slim Jim commercials.
Okay, you're done.